And she's back. So this is now officially the second time I'm filming this video because your girl decided to delete everything on the camera. So guys, anyways, this is the introduction to my video. Thank you guys so much for coming back, and if you watch any of my videos, definitely check them out. Subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Today I'm just going to be filming this really easy makeup look for when you actually want it to look like you're wearing makeup. So this is definitely not a natural, like your skin but better, but this is what I do when I want to wear makeup and it's nothing too heavy. I have some drugstore products, I have some high-end products because I do like to spend a little bit more money where I know those products are going to definitely work. So without further ado, if you want to stick around and watch me recreate this makeup look again, keep on watching. Alright, so I brought us in a little bit closer so we can really see what we're working with. I am starting with a clean face, as you can see. I definitely have some hyperpigmentation on my cheeks and a little bit of redness. I also did just scrub my face, and if you see any glitter that's like left over from the makeup that I just did that I just had to take off. To start out with, I do want to state that you should first figure out what kind of skin type you have, because that'll definitely help in picking what products you want to use on your face before you even apply your makeup all to begin with. I think that's the word. So this product, I bought it from Target. Embryolisse, if that's what you call it. It's a really thick cream that's really good for people with dry skin. So that's what I'm gonna do. I definitely have dry skin, and because it's the winter time, it gets even worse. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of this all over my face. I don't really like to use primers, but this to me acts like a primer because it is so thick. It's kind of sticky too. It smells nice, nothing too strong. I don't know if I mentioned that you can actually buy that product from Target. This little tube alone was $10 though. It is in like an aluminum tin. So I don't know if that helps like on the skin, but it feels really nice. Going with that, I have this Milk Makeup Oil Hydrating Stick. I don't know what it's called. Let me see. Okay, it's called the Hydrating Oil. So it originally comes in a little package like this. It's literally like a stick of oil. So avoid this if you're oily. I don't really know how it would work on your skin, but your girl is trying to be dewy and fresh and glowy looking. So I'm gonna apply that all over my face, screw the lid back. And I also use whatever beauty sponge I'm going to use to kind of like buff this out. Also guys, let me know how you like this angle. I'm very new to this, and I don't know if you want it to be closer so you can really see, or if this is okay. I'm not doing any intense eyeshadow look, so I feel like for the face this is like the best way to go about it. Alright, so now that I have that oil on my face, I'm going to kind of like let that sink in, and while we're doing that, this is a new trick that I've been doing to kind of like carve out my eyebrows. I don't really like to fill them in currently just because they are pretty dark and I'm trying to go lighter. And I have the Anastasia brow pencil, but I just don't feel like doing my brows. So what I like to do is I like to get a concealer. This is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic in color CW04 in beige. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to legit carve out my eyebrows. So I'm going to go from underneath. Boom. And I'm going to go from the top. And basically what this does is not only use the concept of shadows and contours, because we're putting like a light next to a dark, so it's really going to emphasize those brows, but it also kind of covers any hairs. If you haven't had time to go to the salon, we're just gonna go ahead and blend. I'm also using a flat top. This is literally one that I got from a cheap Target brand, but see how it's flat? And I'm using that to kind of blend out this concealer. And you can be really messy with this. We're putting this on even before we put our foundation, so that's on one side. I'm gonna do the same to the other. Also, if anything I do in this video makes you cringe, probably same. And I also want to state that I am nowhere near a makeup artist. This is just what I like to do, and I've honestly sucked at makeup. And I've been liking my makeup lately, so I decided to make a little video about it. This is also going to be the look that I wore in my Black Friday haul. So, got some comments about it, so I'm going to do. So now that I have my brows snatched, I'm going to start working on the face. If I was doing a super blended smoky eyeshadow look, then I would just start that off, just because if you have any fallout, it'll fall on your cheeks and you can easily like take it off with your foundation. But because I'm not, I'm going to go into my face, which is my favorite part. So today I'm using this makeup sponge that I got from Marshall's. It's actually my sister's, but I'm borrowing it, and I wanted to test it out because the beauty blenders are normally like 20 bucks. This was like $5, and it's like just as soft. So love that. Now, because as I said, I do like to use, or I do like to have a dewy, fresh looking face, I got this Borghese brightening makeup, and I like to add this to my foundation like throughout it, that way, because I feel like it adds some sort of like element to it. The Becca Skin Perfecting one, I have that here as well. Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. A lot of people put this on before their foundation, which also works, but I like to mix it into mine, just personal preference. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. When you say you're only going to put a little bit and then you end up with that much, but I'm not wasting. No, ma'am. So for foundation, I just like to mix two foundations. I have the Nars Sheer Glow. This color is in Strombolli. It's medium 3. I like this. It's kind of like a yellowy tone, and I do sell tan, so I want something more like brown. I don't know if that's a word. So I do like the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in pure beige. It's color 235. This is definitely good if you self-tan, but I like mixing these two colors together because I feel like they complement each other with the yellow and the brown. I love the Maybelline on its own as well, so definitely like both of those. I'm just shake them up. Okay. That is a lot. Our Sheer Glow onto that. Okay, so now that I have it all on my sponge, what I like to do is just like quickly apply it all over my face, and then I blend it out with the sponge. So I'm gonna kind of dab, like that is so much. You definitely do not need this much, but your girl isn't wasting today. So I'm just gonna blend all over my face. I do like to try to start from the middle and blend out because you want to have as much concentrated product as you can towards the inside, in my personal experience. And you want to legit beat your face with this. Like if you are not beating, what are you doing? You know? Kind of see like some of my skin peeking through, which is the look that I actually like. I don't really like full coverage just because I don't want it to look like I'm wearing makeup, you know? So anyways, now that we have our face on, I actually use both a cream bronzer and a normal powder bronzer because I feel like that's what makes it the most last longing. What I use for my cream bronzer is actually a foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. It is the Shine Free and Balance foundation, and it's in the color Coconut. And what I like to do is, because it's in a stick form, I like to go just above right where your line is, your cheekbones. I guess that would be when you suck in your face, you see that line that's like naturally coming. What I like to do is go just above that, because when you're blending in this bronzer, you don't want it to go lower because then you don't want a beard, you know. So I'm gonna go right here, make a little C. We're gonna go on the top of the forehead. We're gonna go on this side. And if you wanna get really fancy, you can also do your underneath your chin. Make sure there ain't no double chins popping through. Nobody likes that. And then I'm gonna use the bottom of the sponge that I was using to mix my foundation with, and I'm gonna kind of hard but softly blend this into the skin, going up if you can. Remember, don't go down. Okay, so what you do want to do is you want to blend up when you're on your cheekbones, but down when it comes to the neck. So you want to try to avoid this little area. And I love this stuff. I think it blends really nicely. If you think this is too dark, don't use this color. But I like to look bronze, girl. Alright, so now that we have that blended in, what I like to do is go in with my under eye concealer. Now whenever I do this, I try to stick to one eye at a time because I do feel like this NYX HD concealer kind of dries really fast. Another product that I really like for underneath my eyes is the Nars Sheer Glow. I have it in the color Custard, but honestly, my favorite one of all of those is the Maybelline Fit Me in Light. I love this formula. I don't know what it is about it, but I ran out, so I'm using these two. So with my NYX HD in the color beige like we used before, I'm going to kind of draw a triangle underneath my eyes. And I'm going to use now the pointy part of this sponge, and I'm going to blend. What we want to do is create like a seamless transition between that under eye concealer that we're doing, the brightening, and the bronzing that we did. I like to go above my eye as well. And you can use the bottom that you use and kind of like merge them together. It's definitely optional, but this is how I like to look like crisp, clean. I get that NYX concealer and I go right underneath, so just draw a straight line. See how that like automatically, you can definitely see like the sharp line. Get the bottom of it and we're gonna go like this. A little mixture about, so I took the top part and I'm gonna blend this side. If you're working with creams and powders, you definitely want to stick to just using creams before you put on powder. I'm using this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is what I use to put powder or set the concealer that's underneath my eyes. You have 3 different shades. Honestly, I love all of them. The banana and this like whiter light one is really good for brightening. The salmon's good if you have dark under eyes. So I kind of just use a mixture of the 3. And I definitely pack that underneath there because not only do I want to look bright, but I also don't want any like creases because of that concealer that we put. Also gonna bring that right underneath. And that's how easy that was. Alrighty. Now this is probably my favorite part of doing the whole makeup routine. I love bronzer, obviously, right? Is that lame? This is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I think it's like $8 to $12 at the drugstore. It smells like coconuts. Let me start off by saying that. Now also when it comes to bronzers, you see how that's like a very cool tone bronzer? Those are my favorite ones to put on my face personally. Summer I do like to branch out and go for the warmer shades, like for instance, this is the MAC Gimme Sun. See how red that is compared to the Physicians Formula right here, which is the one I'll be using today. There we go. Now the butter bronzer that I'm using does have like sort of a sheen to it, which I think is beautiful, especially during the summertime. But during the fall and winter that we're like, those are the months that we're approaching right now, I don't really want to look like flat. Like I like to have a dewiness and lightness to my skin, so definitely finding a bronzer that has some shimmer to it is great. I'm using the Sephora stippling brush. This is how I like to apply my bronzer because I feel like it does a more airbrush kind of effect to it. I'm going to dip my brush into that, tap off the excess, and lightly I'm going to hit the same spots where I put that cream bronzer before. So here, top of the forehead. Yeah. You can also get the sides of your nose if you're trying to slim it down. I don't really go too crazy because like I said, this is supposed to be like a quick makeup routine. So when you think you have enough bronzer on, which I'm starting to think that's the case, I'm going to go in with some blush. Now because we're in the fall months, like I said before, I like to go for more of like mauves, purples compared to the pinks and peaches. So this is the Nars blush in Sin. The lid broke off, but you see how it has kind of like a gold sheen to it too. I love that about it. With a shiny oval liquid foundation brush, I'm going to dip my brush into that ever so lightly. Not drop my brush. And I'm going to hit the apple of my cheeks going in a circular motion up. Not really straight across, but up. See how it gives like a really pretty flush color? My sister actually discovered that one of the eyeshadows in this Too Faced Natural Eye palette looks beautiful as a highlight. So what I'm going to do is go in here. You see these 2 shades right here? They're kind of on the bigger side too. And I'm going to grab this Eco Tools really fluffy brush. I'm going to kind of lightly dip my brush into those 2. And I kind of go crazy with the highlighter. And you're going to stick to the top of your cheekbones. Right there. I'm going to go down my nose. Top of these cheekbones. Hit my forehead. And my lips. Like you maybe put too much of one thing on, you can take a clean like powder brush, kind of blend it all together. I really like the SmashBox Photo Finish Primer Water. I actually used this before my makeup too. I don't know why I did today, but this kind of sets really nicely either underneath or on top of your makeup. So I'm just gonna put that all over my face. A little something something. I do like to take this e.l.f. smudge brush. This was like $3. You see how it's thin? I'm gonna go back into the Natural Eye palette again. Because your girl likes to be bronze, I'm gonna take a little bit of like these 3 shadows. And I'm just going to smudge them right into my lower lash line. And into my inner corner. That right here. Go into the other eye. Whoa! Beautiful. And I do have eyelash extensions, so that's why my eyelashes are pretty much done. I should probably brush them out. And when you do have eyelash extensions, you want to stick to more like powders for eyeliner. I kind of just want to keep my eyes as simple as they are. I do like the inner highlight. I feel like it really wakes you up. But again, when we're going for a quick, easy go-to look, this is where I would stop. As far as lip products go, I do love a good like pink nudie gloss. And that's normally what I would go for. But because it's the fall and I got these new ColourPop liquid lipstick or ultra satin lips. This is an ultra matte, ultra satin. I got these in the color Trap and Dopey. Dopey was the color that I was wearing in my Black Friday haul, and a lot of people love that one. It's like a mauvey dusty rose. But for today's video, I think I'm gonna go in with Trap. It's more of a like brownie nude, is what I would call it. I did just order a bunch of stuff from ColourPop, so I'll be sure to like do a video when that actually comes in. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my lips. Obviously, if you have a lip liner, that'd work even better with this kind of product, but I just apply it. We're not getting too fancy. And I do overline just the slightest because I do have a very small upper lip. Nothing too crazy though. Alright guys, so as far as makeup goes, this is it. I hope you enjoyed. It's really fun to film these tutorials and speak if I can. Let me know if there's anything you want to see from me, different video ideas. I do love this look. Let me know if it was helpful and if you liked any of the products I used. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel, and I hope you stick around for more. Bye guys.